Afternoon, welcome back to my channel. Today is the 24th of October. It's an afternoon hunt. We didn't hunt this morning, we slept in this morning. So this is kind of like the ending of week 4 and the beginning of week 5. Cold front came through, almost got a deer on the grill, as in my truck. This morning when I drove off to the dump at 9 o'clock, she came running out in front of me and I missed her by a foot. Which is good. It wouldn't have hurt my truck, but I damn sure would have messed up that little deer. But anyway, they were on the move, so me and the wife are out here trying after working on the garden and other little projects. Yeah, right there. That's my new and improved deer cart. I used the sled yesterday, the other day, and it kicked my butt trying to drag that deer down 1,000 yards. The terrain just is not meant for the sled, in my opinion. So I like the cart, but I don't like it hanging out. Oh shit, quit kicking things. I don't like the cart as in it falling out. So we got the combination of both. I got some U-bolts, put them in there, bolted it down along with the strap. So now that thing is in there solidly. Plus I put 4 screw holes in it to tie the deer in a little tighter to pull it out of the woods if need be. If we can get to it with the tractor and easier, not a problem. But that was 1,000 yards. So anyway, we're here hunting in the evening and we'll see what takes place. Oh, trying out my new microphone too from Sony ECM G1. It's supposed to be better quality, a better microphone, but we'll find out here eventually. Alright, talk to you in a bit. Oh no, for my last video, week 4, well, we got $2 each. I got mine right here, you saw. And then my wife got that big ass buck of hers, and that head was huge, like I said, 15 pounds. But with all that said and done, I cannot tell you how extremely proud and honored I am to have my woman as my wife and my hunting partner. She is, let's just say she's over, yeah, she's 70. Anyway, and her determination and persistence on making sure she got her deer, I cannot tell you how proud I was of her. I gave up. After going up and down the creek bed 2 or 3 times and up and down one hill, and with the tracking dog with Jessica and Rocket the dog, I lost hope because she found the wrong deer. It was a great deer. That was a great rack. I think I still have the picture right here, and I'd have been proud to have that one. But my wife has been letting me hunt her stand right here now for the last 2 weeks or so in hopes that I would have got that big buck, because she knows how much I desired it. But you know what? It don't matter. She deserved it. She hunted. She's persistent. She went and tracked that thing. Shot really wasn't good enough to bring it down right away, but she didn't give up, and she went and found that deer up that hill. I would have never thought I went up there, but I don't know how she figured it out and what she decided to walk, and to get that phone call that said she's got it. First of all, I was extremely tired, saying, oh shit, here we go. I gotta go back up another hill. And that kicked my butt. But I cannot tell you how proud I am of her. And I'm gonna show you the picture again. Her deer, and how she went all out to find that thing and didn't leave it for the coyotes and buzzards and any other critters. So kudos to my wife, and I thank the good Lord that she is with me and been with me now for 46, well, we've been together 47 years, married 46. We do everything together. Ride, of course she's on the back. And then we're going on the cruises, and we just do things together, and it's fun. And being retired is even more fun. Strenuous first year for us to get used to being next to each other all the time. I will say that was the hardest part, getting used to each other all the time, because I either deployed and training or just not around because of military commitments, etc. But love has always been there and always will be, so I'm happy, and I'm going to continue being happy. Talk to you later. It's almost 6 o'clock, getting dark outside. 5 squirrels, and that's it. So we're back to normal, I guess, huh? But we did have an exciting week, and I wanted to end the week at least one day with hunting. We didn't hunt yesterday, obviously, but we're done for the week. I'm going to finish up here shortly and call it quits for the day, but I wanted to finish this video before it gets too dark. I do love my Sony A7 IV because I can adjust the exposure here and make it lighter.
so one can see what's going on over here. See if I can do it while it's traveling. See, a little lighter. Yeah, there you go. So I can adjust it on the fly. I like that. So it's going to be my new way of videoing my hunts. Now, people ask if you video hunts with the DLSR. Yes, I do. But I don't focus on the animals. I just focus on us talking and me actually shooting, and then I use my other cameras for what I need there too. So with all that said and done, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you sticking in there, and we'll start week 5 off with a bang on Monday, okay? Later.
Hey, good morning to you. It is the 27th of October. Youth weekend is over. We're back to hunting. Yes. And before I start off a little bit, let me tell you something. Just like everybody else in a tree stand, we got a building. By the time you get in here, you got to set up stuff, i.e. the camera, cock the crossbow, get situated here before, let me grab a bolt here real quick, before you can actually concentrate on hunting. Yeah, it's a routine, but it's a fun routine. So yesterday, I gotta tell you, this is kind of funny. I checked our camera cards out Saturday. Actually had deer 10:30, 11 o'clock, a pack of 5 or 6 of does running by through here. Same in the other stand. And my wife really loves her second stand. I mean, she was really hot on that stand. So, yesterday, taking a power nap in the morning because I modified my trike a little bit, and I opened my eyes there a little bit, and there's my wife in her hunting gear, crossbow in hand, ready to go hunting. I said, "Where are you going?" She goes, "I'm going hunting the second stand." I said, "No, not today, it's youth hunt." She goes, "That was yesterday." I said, "No, it's the whole weekend." She goes, "Oh shit." I mean, she's really into this hunting. She's ready to go. And I said, "Well, you don't want a ticket, and this is youth weekend, so take your gear off, relax." And that was very hard for her to do. But she's anxious this morning. We just got back from blood work in the hospital. So now it's time for a little bit of mid-morning hunt and see what transpires before this evening. So I'm also using my new ECM G1 microphone on my camera. That should help clear the sound up a lot. It seemed to work pretty damn good too. So anyway, youth weekend looked pretty successful for quite a few kids. I'm glad to see that. Some really big bucks. And then I saw a guy this morning here in Montgomery County. Here, 43 minutes ago, he posted one. He has a really huge buck, so that was really nice. Congratulations to him too. So we'll continue on hunting then. So we'll talk to you later. Well, we're back to normal. It's a nice wet day, but no deer, a few squirrels, and always reminds me of this old clip.
I can't believe I've been sitting here all morning and haven't seen a deer.
I wish he'd leave. I don't know how much longer I can hang.
That I just took from YouTube. I thought was pretty funny. Hope you enjoyed it too. Anyway, sitting out here, hopefully to get a couple of doe, kind of rounding off the season. Me and the wife will probably only get 5 or 6 if we're lucky. Just enough to fill the freezer kind of stuff. Once we get our limit, we're done. We don't care what the end of the season holds. Like last year, we were done in November. I mean, I don't want to get greedy. People sit out here and just shoot and get deer. I guess I got a big family, I don't know. But for us, no, we just hit it. But I will tell you, one of my best shows that I always enjoy watching is Michael Waddell on The Bone Collector. You're talking about one guy that is just absolutely down to earth. Him and Nick, we met them in Nashville this year. I can't say enough. The Bone Collector is pretty damn good. And of course there's Randy at 10 Point. See, 10 Point. I always contact him when I got things to talk about with the crossbows and stuff. I was kind of eyeing the 515. I think it's TR 515. I'll post it right here if I remember the name. But anyway, I kind of like that because of the position of the handle. A little bit more power in there, but I will tell you, our little RS410 Sieges, they're excellent crossbows. We've had them now for 3 years or more, and we've been very, very happy. We've replaced the strings a few times and had to send it in for maintenance. That's normal. And maintenance upkeep of your bows is always important, and it's best to test them out at least 2 months before you go hunting. Give you some time to get your stuff fixed if you need be. But as of now, I'm gonna call it quits here shortly for lunch. I don't see nothing moving. Probably come back out later on this evening. I've been hunting my wife's stand a lot. I really have, more than I did last year, and that's because she's got all the damn deer. I say that because it's true. They do move up here more than they do anywhere on the property. But I'll start venturing back to my stand shortly. I don't know if I'm going to foam it this year or just wait till the end of the season. I'm thinking about waiting until it's warmer in the end of the season. That way I can clean up as I go too. So anyway, we'll talk to you in a bit.
Well, I left the stand here. That's her stand right there. I left her a little over 45 minutes, an hour ago to eat lunch and use the little boys' room, etc., because there was no activity. On our way back up from her first stand, or second stand, excuse me, she decided she was going to hunt there, and she shot a doe. Now we know it's shot because the white fleshing is gone and there's hairs at the top fleshing that the arrow went through. Problem is, it rained, it's been drizzly, and hard to find the blood, but we have an idea which way it went, and we're going to go see if we can find the doe. Maybe she'll pull out another miracle. I don't know, but it was a big doe. I don't know how big. The video she didn't get through. It didn't record for some reason. She didn't hit the button, but we'll figure it all out and find out where this thing took off from and look for blood. But like I said, the ground is totally soaked, so finding blood is not easy. So we'll find out. In this thing over 150 yards right now, we finally found blood. We followed that blood trail forever, and then it rained, and whatever little we could find, we lost. So we're just kind of surveying the area. I think we're going to have to write this one off. She's not going to be that lucky and find that like she did the buck, because at least with the buck it was dry but no blood. This one had a lot of blood and then drops of blood. So I have no clue, really don't know, have no idea. We followed it up to the road, goes to the left, goes to the right, a little, not a real road, but a pathways, and then we straight. I went straight up over the hill, scounged the area. She went left and she went right, and we still couldn't find any more blood. So it's just like the deer had disappeared in that Y area. So we're heading back to her second stand now and see if we can find any signs of blood up in that direction, because they don't go straight. They go left, they go right, they double back. This one went straight down about 150 yards and then took an abrupt left turn, started back uphill, and that's when we lost the blood again, and because of the rain coming down. So hunting in the rain, I think, will be a thing of the past for us, because I gotta find blood and it's gotta be dry, and leaves are red too. That ain't helping. So I'll let you know what we get here in the progress. Well, game over. We've been all over this place. Follow, like I said, the blood trail. I just chalk it up as a loss. I don't feel so bad, and she won't either, because earlier we found a deer. Beautiful, beautiful 9-pointer. And rack was gorgeous. The deer was big, but they lost it. Didn't find it either. And the buzzards and the coyotes did. So somebody will have a good meal tonight on Joe. But I don't think we'll hunt in the rain. Leaves are red. That ain't helping, like I said. And it's raining. Ain't helping either. Right now it's not. It's just a wet, soggy day. So if the blood's not there, it's hard to find. And I don't have a dog, and I'm not gonna get one. So I'll talk to you later.
Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Well, today is the 30th of October. I did not hunt yesterday. Nasty, rainy, and wet, and so on. So it was like we're not leaving the house to do that. We had other things to do. And the day before yesterday, we spent a little time trying to track that doe that my wife shot. So let's cover that real quick before I drive out. Got new dead meat, got new knocks and lighted bolts in today. Got my new 10-point knock in. Lighted one, it's supposed to be good, we'll see. So, what happened? So, I sat out in the stand. She'd been out here hunting this morning, most of the morning, then she came back out from like 10:30 till just about a half hour ago, and she says she's done for the day. Not even a squirrel out there today. I said, well, that's good. Well, while she was sitting here, she ranged her deer where she shot at 58 yards. That was a sighting And that's where she aimed at. That's the longest that she's ever shot. So, kind of an idea what went wrong here. First of all, the day she shot it, she got out of the stand and tried to track it and probably spooked it, and it ran some more under the adrenaline. She didn't give it time to die. It did hit the deer. I did have hair on the thing, but I didn't have a lot of blood on the bolt. Don't know why. So, we did find a blood pool. I showed you in the portion of the video as we were walking. Now, that was the only blood area that we found, other than a couple drops here and there. So, we followed it. It went to the left. We went up and found it until it got to the road, and we lost it. Okay, feeling bad. We went out a couple times, left and right, looking all over the place. Any signs of the deer? No deer. The rain pretty much took care of that, and the red leaves ain't helping all of it either. So, first thing, she spooked it. That might have been it. Now, looking at it, it was 58 yards, no video. It was probably a shot to the deer, but not a vital one to kill it. Enough to wound it. It'll heal, probably keep on trucking. So, that was what happened with that deer. So, in that process, after trying to find that deer and going through all these woods and all over the place, we come to the conclusion that we're old and hauling stuff is sucky. So I bought an ATV. Now, I went up to JPM Cycle Motorsports in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Family run, excellent place for Indian motorcycles, Polaris, and etc. Yes, Polaris and Indian are split. If you don't ride bikes, it doesn't matter. But anyway, they had a four-wheeler up there for $4,600. I said, man, I need to go look at that one. It was the Sportsman 450 something. So, original price on them things, brand new, was around $9,000. But this one here was $46,000. I said, because it's used. And so we got there. It was raining. Looked outside, and there was another ATV. I think it was a Honda 350 or something. That was 2011, and they wanted $3,600 for that. I didn't quite like that smallness in that one. I've never been on an ATV, by the way. So I opted to go ahead and look at the other one. And I test drove it. And boy, I tell you what, I'm not used to using my thumb as a throttle, but I got used to it. And then we came home and we went all over the property with it. Another story. So we negotiated with the guy. My wife says ask for 38. So I said, hey, would the guy take 38? Because it was on consignment. He called the guy up, told him it was a fair deal, and he says, this is the only offer he had on it. So the guy came back and said, hey, if they give me $39,500, I'll be happy. So we gave him $30,950. And I had to come home, get the trailer, go back up and pick up the ATV, and like I said, we tested it out, rode on the property. Here's a short clip of the wife riding down the trail with it for the first time. She's never ridden one either, but she'll get used to it eventually. So, I got an arsenal to go down and pick up the damn deer out of the woods and drag it back up. My tractor is great if he's close enough to the road and there's not a lot of trees to go through and it's not too steep. That'd be good. But after I did her buck that one time, and by the way, speaking about that buck, check it out. She got it mounted. We paid for it and mounted it up there in her wall of fame right there. So, all that said and done, new toys, new tools that we can use for hunting. But in the meantime, today I'm going to finish off the evening hunt here. I didn't hunt for 2 days. I don't know, depression not seeing them. But it was funny is because that one deer that she shot is the one that I left to stand not even an hour prior. And then she came in because, lunchtime, bathroom, and all that good stuff. So she got lucky and found it. But she's also an excellent hunter too. So with that said, I think I've talked enough for right now. And I will leave it at that, and we'll see what happens today. As I sat here waiting for Bambi to show up, which apparently doesn't want to do today again. I have talked to other hunters on Facebook. I have talked to the Hunter's Harvest down there, and they're very low as far as what usually comes in. I mean, they're still getting deer, don't get me wrong. People are getting deer, but just not as many this season. And they've all noticed a drop in the deer hunting. Maybe they've even got smarter. But I can go back to 1997, 98 when I was stationed here at Fort Campbell. And man, you couldn't drive on post without seeing 30 to 40 deer everywhere you look. I mean, it was, you couldn't help it. So, but today I saw a doe running.
at first I was mad at the car in front of me because he was going 40 in a 45 and I wasn't in a hurry, and all of a sudden decided to hit the brakes in the middle of nowhere. I was like, what the heck's wrong with you? I looked over and there's a doe on the left side of that, on the opposite side of the road, just running. I mean, she was bolting, and we kind of followed behind it, and she was running faster and faster and faster, of course. And then I saw the car coming from the other direction. I said, I hope that deer don't run in front of that car. Well, no, that thing, it stunned me because it took 2 more steps past the gate, made an abrupt left turn and a 4 feet jump up over the fence and was gone. I was like, wow, that was impressive. That was the only deer I saw today, and it wasn't even where you could hunt. So, is it depressing a little bit? Yeah, it is. I mean, me and the wife each got a deer so far. I mean, can't complain compared to what we had last year. But it's still, here it is, the end of October, the 30th. You know, tomorrow's Halloween. We'll be back out here in the morning, I guarantee you. Can't guarantee deer here either, but November is coming, and then hopefully they start moving again. But you know, all we can do is just sit out here and wait. But hell, if I'm going to sit on my recliner at the house, or I can sit out here in the deer stand, it doesn't matter. I enjoy it. So I'm going to sign off from here right now because I don't foresee anything coming, and I'll probably depart here in about 10-20 minutes, maybe a half hour. But if I see something, I'll turn it back on. So in the meantime, hang in there. Thanks for watching me and listening to me rattle on. I appreciate it. So we'll talk to you in a bit. Hey, good morning to you. It is now the 31st of October. Happy Halloween. We're going to try trick-or-treating ourselves here. I'm going to try to see if Bambi will come out with his thing and want some candy. Man, it's a good one this morning. It's colder. Now, here's the good news. Besides I have to change the stupid clocks back tomorrow, is that it gets colder next week into the 30s, finally. We get some cold weather. But I have no faith in that either. I've been hunting my wife's stand lately. A lot. I mean a lot. She likes to go to her second one. I like this first one. But most of the deer come here. And it sucks. My area, I might see 1 or 2. So I need to do some land improvement down there. Some new food plots. Stuff like that. So next year my stand should be pretty good. And then my second stand, they're there, but it's not like they come through when you want to sit there and hunt. So another food plot or whatever goes in down there, some, you know, clean stuff to keep the deer happy and bring them in hopefully and play everything by ear. I've got to make some new roads down there and other things, but it's not 7 o'clock yet. Legal shooting hour is 7:15 this morning, but I'm a half hour early, so I'm good to go. So with that all being said and done, I think we'll just hold off here and finish this tape off this evening for an evening hunt if we have it, and see what happens, okay? Alright, either way, I will finish this thing off today and start making it tomorrow later, okay? Well, it's not the warmest out here today, but the good news is the wife saw 4 deer, nothing within range, and she couldn't get a shot on them, but there were 4 big does from her stand making her way up. I've been looking for them. They didn't come up this way. They must have turned south to Albuquerque, somewhere other than here. Other than that, I got 6 squirrels so far today, so I'm happy. I like to see a deer at least once, but so far so good. It's still cold as hell out here for us. I mean, we're old farts. It gets colder quicker. So I'm going to go break out some heaters today, the little buddy heaters, and try to keep warm in here. My biggest problem is my hands. They get cold from the army days, I guess. I don't know. But my hands get cold and they hurt sometimes. So anyway, I put the camera in a different position today because if I have to shoot out this window, the camera's in the way. So I don't want to have any interference with anything. So anyway, we'll talk to you in a bit. Well, just watched the video of this young man hunting. He's been hunting for a while. He's good with a bow and all that. And he says exactly what happens to other people. You have a bad shot. You're a hunter. It's going to happen. He was hunting a doe and he hit it in the back hindquarters area, just like my wife did with the buck. And had blood, had a lot of blood, more blood than my wife did. And never recovered the doe. It's a shame that it happens that way, but it does happen to us hunters. We do sometimes lose a deer. My wife's lost 2 in her time of hunting in the 5 years, and out of all the deer that she's got, which is more than mine, that is not a bad ratio. It's not a good feeling knowing that you hit an animal and it went away, but Mother Nature provides for other animals, so that's the way to look at it. But it's still, it's nice to recover the deer, but it was nice to hear somebody on a video like ourselves that hey, I made a mistake, I shot back. But he did a review, and he come to find out that his arrow, instead of hitting to the target, went extreme left. But even if he didn't go extreme left, he still would have had a bad shot. But it's the idea that he did find a defective arrow. Now, could it have been defective after he shot the deer? Don't know. But he did find out that at least that arrow was a bad arrow. So that's it. It's already mid-morning. I haven't seen anything. Like I said, the wife saw 4. So I'm going to sit out here for a little while and see what happens. Well, the deer seem to be moving, but they're not moving up here where I'm at. They're down there with her. And she said she's had, besides the ones earlier this morning, she had about 3 or 4 walking the opposite direction. Might have been the same ones, maybe back and forth, but she didn't think so. But she said the total is 7 or 8 deer that she saw today so far. So she's happy she saw them, and that's a big plus out here, just to see them. Whether you shoot them or not, it's another story. Yeah, in case you don't realize, I don't look at the camera all the time. It's because I'm always scanning the area. I don't want to miss an opportunity. Never know. So anyway, I'm going to hold off here this morning. Been out here a few hours or more, and getting kind of hungry. So they're not moving my direction, so it's time to eat. So I'll talk to you in a bit. Hey, afternoon. Welcome back to my channel. Yeah, I took a break this afternoon. Had some more chores in my garage to take care of. Move things around so I can get my ATV in there, amongst other things. But that's not the funny part. After 3 hours out here today, I decided that Mother Nature had a visit call. I had to go to the bathroom. Okay? And so I left. My wife contacted me from her stand. Said, where you at? I said, I had to come home, have to eat breakfast, use the bathroom. So she goes, okay, I'm going to hunt that stand. She was up in this stand less than a half hour. A half hour. 4 more deer showed up today. Not within range, but you could see them. Hopefully the video comes out. I can show you on the video where they are. But that's neither here nor there. So I waited for the mail because I got an expensive package coming in. It just came 5 minutes ago. So I'm on my way back. She contacts me. She's seen 7 more deer today. Still not within range, but she's happy because we're seeing them. And I guess that's part of the hunting too. If you can see them, that makes the hunting a little bit easier. If I can video them, it makes it even nicer for these videos. So anyway, that's where we are. And I'm back here to hunt, so we'll check with you in a little bit. Tell you, my new 10-point lighted Knox came in. No, not the Knox, the whole thing is called lighted blaze arrows. I got 3 of them. I got one loaded up right now. Hopefully they work as they are advertised. I do like the lighted Knox now because it actually shows me the trajectory level as my arrows are going forward. And furthermore, they actually light up when the spot of hitting the deer and finding that bolt later. So that's a good thing. They showed up yesterday, so I put new broadheads on it. I ordered some more dead meat, 2 inches. I was going to repair the one the wife just shot the last deer on, but it was bent. So once that shaft's bent, I don't even play with it. I just go and get another one. So that's what's up right now. Wife had a doe come in within 20 yards, but she didn't shoot it. She felt it was too small and she wasn't about to waste it, and she just figured let it grow. So her decision making is becoming a lot better and more selective on what we shoot. Unless it's a good sized deer, the little ones are always going to walk. Now, we're not desperate for meat. We have 2 bucks that we already got, and I think it was a good choice. But it was the first one that she's had come within bow range. I wouldn't even say it was 20 yards. I think it was about 20 yards, maybe 15 to 20 yards, because it was by the old feeder that we had down there, and of course, she just let it walk. So that was a good thing. Watching the guy hunting, excuse me, and deer was in front of him and somebody in the background shooting, but the deer never ran. I thought that was pretty good too. So our salt blocks, not getting touched other than squirrels, so I don't know what to say about them. I probably won't buy them again anyway, so. Anyway, let me get back to hunting. I'm picking on my wife because wherever she is pretty much the deer there, so she got home from hunting a little bit before lunch. I took a towel and I wiped all over her hair, body, everything, her legs. And she goes, "What that for?" I said, "I'm going to take it out to the woods and use it as a deer scent because I can't seem to get them. I figured you can, I'll use your scent." And I'm being a smart ass, I guess, but that's okay. She has the natural ability to hunt and draw things and win. I don't care what that woman does. The only thing she can't beat me at is bowling. Other than that, she wins all the time. And she's just that type of person. She doesn't intend to, she just goes along, very subtle and very friendly. But she is the greatest. I mean, she always tries to do the best and keeps up on everything. So I'm very happy. And, you know, to see her out here hunting is just one of many women that we see. And a lot of beautiful women. Of course, my wife is just one of those beautiful women out there hunting. You don't see her that much, but that's okay. I do. But I see the ones on TV, more and more women are hunting, and it's remarkable. I love seeing children hunt. They get their first deer. I don't care if it's a doe or buck, and some of them kids have got some bigger bucks than I ever seen. Sorry about that. Great-granddaughter had to show me the costume, and of course it's not just her. My granddaughter, great-granddaughter, great-grandson, and my granddaughter's husband. They're all going out as some sort of family. Don't ask me what it was. I'm not that up to date. So anyway, all's good. We'll probably interject on this video again if we find anything or something happens between now and then. But as of now, I think we're going to close out week 5. Shitty weather moving in tomorrow. Hopefully not too early. But here's the good news. Next week we drop into the 30s, so the temperature's a little colder to move. So with all said and done, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you watching my videos, tagging along, putting up with me talking too much. I wish we had more deer to show you and more excitement. That'd be more fun for me and you. So with that said, later.